Hi, it's Paula Clark, and I'm here with Chris Gallo from New Jersey Lenders. I wanted, to talk to you a little bit about how the market is, what's happening in the market. Everybody asks me every day. I've been on the phone with many real estate experts, so I've been keeping in touch with all of that and what's happening with mortgages and with home prices and what's happening with all of those transactions. But Chris is in the trenches of working with buyers every single day and talking about the interest rate, where we are, and the opportunities that are out there. So I brought Chris on this call. Obviously, we're both working from home. And so by bringing him live right here, it would give you all an idea of what's happening in our market, as I always do with you as well. So Chris, tell us, what's happening right now in the market? Give us a little bit
First
of
off, thank you. Thank you for bringing me on today. So what's happening in the market? The markets on our end are still extremely busy. We've seen a slight bit of a slowdown with the purchase transactions, but not much at all. Just today alone, I think your team put in 2 contracts.
That's great, because Patty called me and she said, I put together 2 deals. I said, what happened? Well, she's really in touch with the buyers and what's happening on the market. And so she had 2 offers from 2 different buyers that actually put offers on homes when there was a bidding war, and they lost out. So when it came back on the market, Patty called her buyers, and her buyers are in a position where they still have their jobs and they are strong buyers, and they were so excited to be able to have the opportunity to purchase these homes. So
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of people are using this as an opportunity to take advantage of buying something when maybe they've been looking for months and they've been losing out because of the 10 or 15 people that were bidding against them. So this has now been used slightly as an opportunity to kind of gain that competitive edge and get into something that maybe not as many people are able to go out and see right now, because we're not able to leave the house.
What I've been doing, and I put this out there the other day, and listen, we having this conversation, I'm not having this with you to convince buyers to buy, because there is a certain amount of fear out there, and it's totally warranted. And I sympathize with the families that are going through this in their home, or what they're going through with their families, and people that are sick or whatever. But I do want to talk to those people that are actively looking. We need a place to live. Renting is okay, but it's not a secure thing. It's not something you own. And if you have the opportunity to buy something, I always say that you should take advantage of that. Where are the interest rates right now, Chris?
Well, that's another strong point right now. Rates are extremely low. We as a lender have seen a tremendous amount of people looking to refinance, save money. Some take cash out, just because of where the rates are positioned. We've been in the very low 3s for a while. We did see rates start to get a little crazy last week, but now with the Federal Reserve coming in and vowing to buy unlimited supply of mortgage-backed securities, that's going to keep rates low. And they haven't put an expiration date on that or anything like that, but that could end at some point, and so that could drive rates back up. But for now, the rates are good, the rates are low. So as you said, I agree. It's not an opportunity for everyone, because people are going through tough times right now, and not trying to downplay that at all. This is definitely serious time. But at the end of the day, if you're in a position where you're still comfortable, I think there is a lot of opportunity out there right now. Or if you have a mortgage and you're looking to refinance, I think there is a good opportunity to save some money, because everybody at this point probably needs a little extra money in their pocket.
Yeah. So my question that I get a lot, I've been talking to buyers and sellers as well. And, I have my take on that. But when the interest rates dropped down to the crazy 2s, and then all of a sudden in a couple of days they went back up to 4 or just under 4, there's a reason for that. Can you explain why that happened so quickly?
The main reason, and the simplest way to explain it, is supply and demand. Everybody flooded the banks to do what they wanted to do, and the banks, in a sense, had to stop it somehow.
Yeah,
so
it
the
got
demand
crazy.
was too much for the bank, and there was a day, I think 2 weeks ago, and this could be rumor, it's not factual, but I heard this, where 2 or 3 big national investors stopped taking mortgage applications because they didn't have the manpower to do it anymore. It
True.
was too much.
Could this be
That's
true?
crazy.
Could this be true? I talked to one of my friends in California who's a realtor, and her lender said that he did 500 million in refis during that time in 2 days.
Anything
500 million.
that's a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, California is a big state, and the
Yeah.
volume in California is a
True.
little higher. But I mean, it definitely is possible if you have the manpower. I'm sure there were national lenders or big players that were able to do that.
Yeah, yeah. So to wrap this up and not to harp on it too much, I just want to give your message to people that are watching this right now. What is your take on where we're going right now and what the future looks like?
Sure. I mean, personally, from what I've been reading and what I've been following, obviously this is probably going to be somewhat of an extenuated timeline of us being quarantined. Yeah, which I think is needed, and it's what we need to do also to stick together to kind of get to the next level. I do think that we're going to have a little bit of a lull, but I do feel that housing is going to be the leading force of recovery here. I feel housing is strong. This is in 2008. Yeah. I think housing will be one of the bigger pieces to drive the economy out of the little bit of a rut we see. But I do feel that things are going to bounce back very quickly with rates as low as they are. There's a lot of people who have a lot of equity in their homes, so they're positioned very well for a little bit of flexibility here or there. So we're gonna be fine. I don't anticipate there being too much of a slowdown here at all.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm doing every single day, as I was talking to you before this call, was I'm not only talking about real estate. I'm really concerned about people that I have in my neighborhood, the elderly. Well, actually, I'm considered elderly, but I'm healthy, thank God. And for those that are not, or for those that need help, I have been reaching out to people just to ask if they need anything. And I think that we all have to come from a place of service right now and helping them. So if I'm helping them in real estate, then that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to push somebody to buy, to push somebody to sell. Everybody's motivation and situation is different. And if they really want to sell and need to, there are buyers out there that are looking to and waiting for the moment where we're not staying at home. And that's why I think we're going to have a big influx on buyers coming in and flooding the market as soon as this whole thing is over. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think especially people being cramped up in their houses or their condos or wherever they're living, their apartments, they're going to say, you know what, my goal is to buy a home or buy something, a bigger space. I have to be quarantined again. I'm quarantined in a little bit of a more comfortable space. But I do agree with you, helping people in the community right now just to kind of get back on track and refocus. And I think in months to short period of time, we're all going to look back and remember this is just kind of like one of those things that we went through.
A very interesting fun fact before we go. Very interesting. There's an app called Showing Time, and I put all of my sellers on there. And the owner of Showing Time, it's a service that shows how many people are making appointments for each home that they went to view with their client. And so it was down like 27% in terms of showing across the country, because there are some states that are still allowing showings. We're not here in New Jersey, but it was down 27%, which is usual, which is the right thing. But at the same time, Zillow had over 450 million viewers in 1 week.
Wow.
Okay, that may be like every 2 days. I'm not sure. But everybody's home. They're looking. I'm getting emails from buyers saving the homes that they want to see once we can go out. If it's homes that they really love and saw that it was on the market before, I'm actually going to the neighborhoods, taking videos of the neighborhoods and as much as information I can give them about that house. And I also made up this thing where I said to the buyer, if you really want to be first in, let's make an offer, but we put it contingent on them seeing the home once we're out of this quarantine thing.
That's very smart. That's actually good. I haven't heard that. I think that's very, very good.
Yeah. So because that's the way they're going to have their first foot in the door. And
Sure.
so I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. And one thing I mentioned too, I didn't mention earlier too, what we're doing for anybody who is going under contract or was previously in a contract and it's kind of stumbling along a little bit, the industry has allowed us now to do drive-by appraisals.
Yes, I saw that note from you. Yes.
Yeah, so that'll help with the whole idea of, listen, like I said, if you're new getting into a contract and the whole appraisal, someone does come to the house, now they'll be doing drive-bys as long as, as long as it's able to be done within a neighborhood,
well, yes.
Most of our neighborhoods are.
And with some of the homes, like the larger homes, and you may not be able to get an idea of what they have in that house, we have floor plans. So I always supply those floor plans to the appraiser as well, with as many pictures as I can, and that's helpful too.
Sure. Yeah. All that information is great.
Well, thank you so much, Chris. I so appreciate you visiting with us today, and I know this is going to be great information for everybody. Stay healthy.
Thank you. You as well. Everyone out there as well. Stay healthy.
What's that?
Thank you very much for everything. I appreciate it. And stay healthy to you as well. And all the audience out there, stay healthy.
Yes, stay healthy. Bye-bye.